This is CBS Sports Now on CBSN, and there could be trouble in Cleveland. All-star point guard Kyrie Irving is reportedly requesting a trade. The move would break up Cleveland's big three and have a huge ripple effect across the NBA. Joining me now to talk about this and more is CBS Sports columnist and host of Reiter Than You, Bill. As I said, it's great to have a little break from politics for a second. Although the politics of the Cavaliers right now, what is happening in Cleveland and how did it get to this point?
It's all sort of turning to a handful of dust. It's a great question. It's shocking. Talking to sources, this is the same story that's always been true of LeBron James. He's the best player on earth. He will bring you great glory. He's a great teammate in the moment, but he also grates on people, and he's grated on Kyrie Irving to the point that Kyrie wants to give up the glory and the chances at championships and everything that comes with being around LeBron James to go his own way. It's an absolute NBA stunner. So
does it mean that he just doesn't want to play second fiddle anymore?
Yeah, I think that's part of it. He said he wanted to be the focal point in the reports, but the teams that he's willing to go to, teams like the Spurs or Minnesota, these are teams where he wouldn't be the focal point necessarily. He'd share the limelight. I think it comes down to, and I covered LeBron for a long time. I know him. I've had one-on-ones with him. I like him. But like all geniuses, like all powerful people, he can be very difficult and very my way or the highway. Kyrie Irving's a point guard. LeBron likes the ball in his hands, basically plays point forward. I think Kyrie is tired of King James acting like the king and ready for something else.
But he is so key, right, to the whole team working. So what happens to the Cavs from here? What are their prospects for getting into the finals?
I mean, the good news for Cleveland Cavaliers fans is that LeBron is so talented and the East is so lacking talent that they're certainly a favorite or one of the favorites, even if Kyrie leaves, to make another NBA Finals. The bad news is, yeah, you're right, Kyrie is a great player. He hit the game-winning shot, the only in the history of the Cavaliers actually winning a championship, and the Golden State Warriors are going to be lurking in that finals. They're just too good. Unless they get something really great in return, which is not a guarantee, it's going to be really hard for LeBron to bring another championship to Northeast Ohio.
Has there been a comment from LeBron yet?
Yeah, there has been. So basically, according to reports, there's two things. He's not going to he's not going to waive his no trade clause, so he is going to stay in Cleveland no matter what. And he has said that he's disappointed and was shocked. But you referenced a break from politics. You're right. The politics of the Cavaliers, though they're not as important as what goes on in Washington, just as vicious. So that LeBron said that. What he probably means is, I'm LeBron James. If you don't want to be here, get lost.
Okay, let's move on to the British Open and, of course, American Jordan Spieth winning the historic championship, but certainly some drama there as well.
Yeah, it looked like we were going to have another Jordan Spieth collapse on 13. He hit a terrible shot. He basically gave up what was a three-stroke lead, and he had to move the ball 200-some yards back and took a beautiful shot with a 3-wood, couldn't see the pin. He hit a beautiful ball, was still behind after that hole, but on 14, I think that's where he had the eagle putt, and he just turned it on and did what he couldn't do when he gave away that Masters not that long ago. He was clutch, and he claimed that Open, and he played like one of the best players in the world, and that's why he now has 3 Grand Slams. It was a pretty cool moment.
And I heard he credited his caddy with helping him make some last-minute really good calls. All right, let's move on to baseball news. 2 big pitchers, starters went down this weekend, Clayton Kershaw and Steven Strasburg.
Yeah.
How long are we expecting these guys to be out, and how is that going to affect the National League?
Good, well, it's good news for Cubs fans like myself who are like, let's do it again. Kershaw will be out at least 4 to 6 weeks, which obviously that's in time to come back for the postseason. Dodgers are the best team in baseball in terms of their record. But the problem is it's the same back injury he had last year, and so there's some concerns.
When they lost to the Cubs.
Right. I mean, this could, and he came back, but he was out for the first time in his career for an extended period with a back issue. So it's a huge red flag. For Strasburg, we don't know as much. He's saying he wants to be there for his next start. But the fact is, this is a guy, though talented, has had huge issues with injury. And when the Nationals or Steven Strasburg has told us it should be okay, sometimes it's the opposite of okay. So we have to, like Washington, D.C. and their baseball fans, hold our breath and see what happens.
All right, Bill Reiter, thanks so much.
You bet.